go to church, black church, white church, synagogue, Catholic church, doesn't matter. Here's why I'm asking. Think about this. If you go to church, has your pastor or your priest or your rabbi spent one weekend, one Sunday, one holy day, whatever your holy day is, talking about Black History Month, talking about race in America, talking about the racial tension in America, the racial history in America, talking about the civil rights, talking about slavery, talking about the dirty business in America? I probably bet that this month is going out and your pastor or your priest or your rabbi never mentioned slavery. If they did, you got a good one. But you see, most don't mention it because race is a dirty, dirty business. And pastors and leaders and priests and rabbis, you normally don't want to bring up that type of dirty business on a Sunday. That's a shame. Because until America deals with the dirty business, and I think we should start dealing with it in the church, if we dealt with it in our churches, our communities would be a lot better, don't you think? There's a verse in the book of Hosea, chapter 5, verse 15. It goes a little something like this. I will return to my place until they acknowledge their offense and seek me earnestly. In their affliction, they will seek me. It's about Jesus returning to his place because of the rejection of the Jews. But he's asking the Jews to acknowledge their offense, to acknowledge the rejection. And you see, until America acknowledge the offense of slavery, until America acknowledge the stain on the red, white, and blue of slavery, race is always going to be dirty business in our country. And I think it should start with the church. Because the Bible says itself that judgment begins in the house of God. What better place to talk about the serious issues in our country than in the church? So think about that as the month closes and you kind of realize your pastor or your leader never mentioned it. Why don't you walk up to them and ask them why they didn't? But here's something to think about. I know something pastors always talk about and never forget. That's Pastors Appreciation Month. And if your pastor doesn't talk about race in the month of February, maybe you should remember that when that month comes around. Happy Black History Month.